Hi YouTube, it's Tracy from Queen of the Board, and today I'm playing Spire's End, Rangitaki. This is one of the newest in the Spire's End series from Favreau Games. I've really enjoyed the others. It is a card-based story adventure game. 3 decks in the game, a chapter for each one with branching storylines, and we have battles. There's adult theming throughout. The art is beautiful, dice-driven, finding items, improving your skills, all that good stuff. So come and join me. So I'm all set up to play. The rules in this game are very straightforward. You're effectively working your way through the chapter 1 deck of cards, and the cards will tell us what to do. Spoiler alert, I'm just going to do the first part of the game to give you a taste of how it plays. We'll do a little bit of story, a little bit of the first battle, and then I think I'll leave it up to you guys to discover the rest. Early this morning, you were rushed into the home of Sia Moakai. You sit silently now and watch her work. She waves an unsteady 4-fingered hand over a cauldron filled with a dark, swirling liquid. "It's ready," she says at last. Moakai opens her mouth and heaves. Her tongue curls out over her lower lip as her throat bulges upward. The seer reaches inside and pulls out a small knife, followed by dripping cords of foul black ichor. She extends the knife to you. Finger or toe? Pull cards 83, 84, and 85. So there's 2 ways to draw from the deck. You can either, you're going for the next cards, or if it says pull, you deep dive into the deck and pull them straight out. Which actually I already have 83 right here. 84. And 85. That's my character card, my talents card, and my satchel items. Then refuse, finger or toe. There was a little bit of a clue there, I think maybe that Moakai only has 4 fingers. So I'm gonna say finger. Feels like the smart move. 3. So I skip 2 and go straight to 3. Like so. Hand shaking, you take the knife. You realize now why Moakai has 9 fingers. The dark sight requires a personal sacrifice. That sacrifice is a closely guarded secret, kept from you until now. A small altar carved from whalebone looms beside you with dry, splattered stains of red at its center. Moakai looks at you with a curt, impatient expression. This is nothing compared to what lies ahead. If you can't get through this, there'll be nothing left of you but gristle for roaming dogs. Add Moakai's knife to your item inventory. And then go to I may have no choice, 6. So you see at the bottom of the card, Moakai's knife, +1 critical point. We'll see how those critical points work later, but for now, I'm gonna pop this right underneath here in my item inventory. You feel sick, the knife trembling in your grasp. From outside, the echoes of brutality reach your ears, a symphony of despairing cries accompanying your imminent self-mutilation. You must leave Makana and escape the atoll. I fear the beach and Trader's Trail will be overrun. Perhaps you can climb the cliffs and head straight for the Tuku 2 gondola to Coral Cove. Moakai pauses. It won't be easy. Listen to the ancient tikis. They serve as conduits to the eternal planes and will assist in guiding you. She adds, waiting for you to take the necessary action. Do it now, she commands. Mental challenge of 8. Mental challenges, we use the blue dice, so I need to get 8 or greater to succeed. Oh, I got a 19. Pass. Yep. I should have gone for the toe. Card 7. The colour drains from your face as you stare at your severed limb, drawing a trail of blood along the floor. Moakai takes a blazing red stone from the fire beneath the cauldron and dips it into a mortar of black powder. Remain still, she instructs, before forcefully thrusting the searing stone into your wound, causing the flesh to sizzle. The pain is agonizing, but it swiftly dissipates. Moakai picks up your lost appendage and tosses it into the cauldron. She stirs the brew in long, sweeping motions while chanting soft, indiscernible words. Beyond the giant skull and thatched hut walls, the sounds of war intensify. She dips an aged wooden spoon in the warm, opaque liquid and extends it towards you. Drink it, she urges. Yes or no? Yes. Can't cut your finger off and then not drink the potion. Go to 9. Parting ways. As the warm liquid glides down your throat, a peculiar sensation engulfs you. Suddenly, a dark screen of smoke rises into your vision, casting a shadow over the vibrant colours of the world. You can now communicate with Tutapo. He will provide ammunition and guidance for your escape. Tutapo? How? You grab the small, dried head tied around your neck and look into its sunken face. Fed to you from his mouth, Tutapo will summon your blowgun darts from the eternal plains. However, even with Tutapo's assistance, do not anticipate effortless kills. Sia Raverna has used her witchcraft to ensnare the people of Rookie Isle and turn them into ravenous animals. They are brutal, relentless, and consume the living in a desperate attempt to gain the dark sight for themselves. Tutapo's darts may not be enough to kill them, but they will slow them down. She continues. Now, it's time for you to leave. I must stay behind, entombed here in life and death. Gain 1 breadfruit. So we have breadfruit, uku, and aubergine. Breadfruit will replenish 1 health, uku 1 action point, and aubergine is worth 3 health each. So I'm going to grab a token, and I got me some breadfruit. If you lost your finger, pull card 87. So here are my encounter actions. And this is now also my action inventory. So I'm going to pop it right here. Note, I now have +1 mental point. So that means that when I'm testing my mental skill, I get to add 1 to the results. Next, I will listen to Tutapo. Go to card 10. Lost Makana. You dash outside into a wall of hot embers and crackling fire. The rookie looks like featureless shadows in the thick smoke, mercilessly cutting down everyone in sight. The lifeless bodies of their victims dragged into grotesque piles. As you wipe your stinging eyes, a towering rookie emerges from the billowing smoke, blocking your path. I'm not sure I can do this. Card 11. Nalu and the rookie. Oh, it's our first battle! So at the top, you can see that it has a duration of 3 rounds. So I'm going to use 3 cubes at the top just to remind me of how many rounds we have. You don't have to defeat everyone, you just have to survive the 3 rounds. The card is showing me that Rangitaki should be here on space 3. Each space has a little number in the corner. Pull card 12 and place it on space 8. Here he is. Nalu. It's my big foe. Pull 2 enemy cards and roll the d12 for placement. So I have a deck of enemy cards here. Shuffle them up. 1, 2. We got 14 for Wupu and 8 for Mai Tai. Now, Nalu's already in that space, so I just placed the enemy on the nearest available. I think we'll pop him here on number 9. Note, enemies can't start in these 2 spaces, spaces 2 and 4. After this encounter, no matter what happens, Nalu, because he's part of the story, will be out of the future adventures. But these two, unless told otherwise, would go back into the enemy deck. Let's take a look at the cards. So for Nalu, we see that he has a wound limit of 4. 4 hits and I will take him out. He has a short range attack, but it will do 2 damage. And you can see anyone basically in any of these spaces around him would be hit. Woopu up here has a long range, but he needs line of sight. So if he has anyone sort of across here, he doesn't have line of sight here because Mai Tai is in the way. He doesn't have line of sight here because Nalu's in the way, but he would have line of sight to here, for example. Mai Tai is short range adjacent, so here, and does 4 damage. Next is the movement action, so Nalu can move 1 space, Mai Tai 2, Woopu 1. And here, the orange symbol, Nalu is 20/4. So that's the critical and miss amount for an attack. So for example, if we're rolling the dice, let's have a look. We get a 7. So because 7 is higher than 4, it is a hit, but it's only 1 hit. 20 or above would be a critical hit. Critical hits cause 1 additional wound. Now it is possible to improve your dice roll. You can use your action points to increase by 1. Also, as your talents grow up here, it's a max of 5 discs for each of them, but they don't get consumed. So for example, if I had 2 points on my critical, I would always be adding an additional 2 to my rolls. Any traits and effects are listed at the bottom of the card. So we see here that Nalu has bolster. Nalu's attacks inflict an additional wound each round. After defeating Nalu, I can perform a physical challenge of 9, and if I do defeat him, I get to pull card 13. So we'll see what kind of a treat is there. You'll notice at the bottom of the cards as well, there are these orange discs. That means that you get your action points back after defeating. So for example, if I defeat Woopu and I've spent 3 action points, 1 returns back to my pool. That means it's possible to combo and try and defeat people and then gain action points. Then you've got more to spend. You can try and defeat someone else, gain some more. Let's see if I get lucky. Woopu, his trait is cowardly. That means that he retreats after the first round and is returned to the enemy deck. But the punishment for this is losing 2 action points at the start of the next round. So I'd like to avoid it, but he's quite far away. It's tricky for me to get to him. Mai Tai has Bird Boom. When defeated, inflicts 1 wound to all adjacent characters, all, not just Rangitaki. Fly, Mai Tai can move over characters and terrain. Terrain, you say? We don't have any terrain on the board. Well, pull 1 terrain card and roll the d12 for placements. Well, we've got number 9, so we'll go as close as we can. And we get a stone tiki. Stone tikis are impassable. No lobbing, no line of sight. So lobbing is if you can throw something over the top. Line of sight, as with Woopu, is the vision, which is blocked by the terrain and people. Mental challenge of 15, when adjacent, if you succeed, all enemies adjacent to the stone tiki suffer 1 wound, and then the stone tiki is removed from play and does not return to the terrain deck. Special rules, if you have the Precious Time Lost event, we don't. So I think we're ready to go. Here are my 7 action points. I always get to go first. So here are my options. For a dart shot, that's at a cost of 3 action points. It will do 1 damage to 1 target, but I do have to do a success roll and 20/5, so I need at least 5 to succeed. I can augment my dart shot with a stun for 2 action points. It doesn't do any damage and doesn't require an additional roll, but it will prevent the target from moving next round, although they can still attack. I also have skills of lob, which is throwing a dart shot over a line of sight. I can dodge, allows me to dodge a wound, heal a wound, and influence 1, add or subtract to any roll. We haven't talked about health. I've got 3 health dice currently at full, and you turn them as you lose health until you're down to 0, and then you move on to the next one. So we're currently at 9 health. So let's take a look. Remembering that the action points will reset at the end of each round. My health won't. And the knife gives me +1 to my critical rolls. Okay. By the way, this is not a rules teach. I'm probably going to make some mistakes. I'm just trying to give you a feel for the game. Let me know in the comments if I miss anything. So I have line of sight with both Nalu and Mai Tai, but Mai Tai only has 2 health, and then he would give me 3 more action points if I succeed in killing him. He also does quite a bit more damage, so I think I'm going to try it. I'm going to target Mai Tai and do a dart shot. Let's see what we get. I need at least a 5 to succeed. I get a 6. It doesn't make sense to add any extra action points. That cost me 3. So I do 1 damage to Mai Tai. I'm going to pop 1 cube on the card to remind me of that. Now, if I do 3 more and try and finish him off, let's do it. 10, success. Remember Bird Boom, when defeated, inflicts 1 wound to all adjacent characters. Okay, execute critical roll on target. So let's do Nalu first. And he needs at least a 5 to succeed. He gets a 1. A 1 is always a miss. You can't improve on that. So Nalu escapes the damage. Whoopoo at the back. Another 1. Oh, can you believe it? But Mai Tai is off the board and I gain 3 action points back for defeating him. He's going to go back into the enemy deck. Now, 4 action points remain. I can always move. Can't move diagonally, always adjacent movement, but that wouldn't really help me too much. Nalu has 1 movement point, and so he will move towards me if he can't attack me. And because he has such a big area of coverage, I can't really escape it. I'm at full health though, so is it worth, should we? Yeah, do you know what? Let's attack Nalu. Let's use 3 more. Again, I need 5 or more. 8, success. 1. I've only got 1 left. Whoopoo needs line of sight to attack. We definitely don't want to be in this space, but we're okay here. He would move to here to attack me, and so I think I'm going to move 1 right here. And that's my part of the round over to the enemies. The enemy's turn begins with whoever is on the lowest space. So we're going to go with Nalu first because he is on number 8. Now, he doesn't move to attack me. He's already got me clearly in his vision. He needs a 4 for a success. And he gets it. He has a bolster, so Nalu's attacks inflict an additional wound each round. So 1, 2, so I'm going to lose 2 health. 1, 2. That is the end of Nalu's turn. Over to Whoopoo. Well, he can't see me, so he's going to want to try and move towards me. Let's bring him down here, I think. Still can't see me, so no attack. End of round 1. Move off the marker. Back to me. All of my action points reset. I should have 7. I'm missing 1. Okay. So I'm going to try and attack Nalu, which costs me 3. Do I want to stun him so that he can't chase after me if I move? Yes, let's do that. I'm going to pay an extra 2. Ooh. Yeah, let's pay an extra 2. I need a 5 or more to succeed, but again, I have +1 from my bonus there. I got a 20. Ooh, that's a critical. Fantastic. So we're doing 2 damage. And I'm going to use one of my own tokens to remind myself that he's also stunned. Kind of wish I hadn't done the stun because I don't have enough here. Ooh, to finish him off, which would have been nice. However, I'm going to use 1 more to heal, 1 point up to 2, and 1 more to move. Oh, yeah, I'm going to move right to here. Over to the bad guys. Nalu cannot reach me with his attack, and he can't move because he's stunned. I'll take that token off now. So he can't do anything. Wu-Poo doesn't have line of sight, but he can move. Now he can see me, so he will attack. He needs a 2 or more to succeed, a 15 for a critical. He gets the 14, very lucky, but I lose 1 health. End of round 2. Reset my action points. Now I don't currently have line of sight on Nalu. I'm gonna move 1 here for 1. Spend 3 more for my dart shot. I got another 20. Oh, wow, fantastic. So a little overkill there. I definitely killed Nalu. Physical challenge of 9 or more. Okay, we get a 19. So succeed, pull card 13. Here is card number 13, Stench of the Dead. Nalu drops to his knees, blood oozing from the azure feathered dart jutting from his left eye. For now, he ignores this annoyance and begins to speak. I can smell it on you, the true dark sight. You won't escape us when you reek of the dead, he states. Nalu rips the dart from his eye, uncorking a fountain of gore. His body twitches and falls forward into the dirt. You notice that one of his hooks has come loose. You think this might come in handy. Add Nalu's hook to your item inventory. Nalu's hook. After making any roll, you may choose to re-roll it. Can be used once, then discard it. So Nalu's hook effect re-roll goes into my item inventory with the knife. After defeating Nalu, I also gain back 3 of my actions. He is off the board and out of the game. Oh, I actually forgot that Wu-Poo is cowardly. So sorry, we'll have to do that now. That means he retreats after 1 round and is returned to the enemy deck. But if that's the case, I should lose 2 action points at the start of the next round. So sorry about that, guys. I should have lost 2 action points during round 2 and he is out. But that means the board is clear with a round left. Manage to work through it. If you survive, go to card 14. You pick 'em. For the moment, your enemies are incapacitated enough for you to make your escape. Your action points reset has increased to 8. Reset now, see 8 tokens. Add Survive Nalu to your event inventory. That's this card, which is just acting as a reminder that we now have 8 action points. You look to the coast. It's the quickest way off the island, but it's sure to be overrun with rookie raiders. To your right, a thick mist hugs the emerald peak of Mount Matuana. At its base, a narrow trail follows a steep incline to the cliffs on the opposite side. It's a dangerous climb, but if successful, it could provide an alternate route to the Tukutu gondola, which can take you safely off the island to Coral Cove. Challenge. I'll stop there. I think that gives you enough of an idea of how this game plays out. That's just, you can see how much more we have to get through in this deck. We've only really just touched the very beginning. I love the story. I think the theme is dark, it's gory, definitely more adult, but fun, beautiful art, plenty of strategy and challenges. Not too rules heavy, although sometimes, as you saw, I have a hard time keeping up with some of the traits. So if you do have a few extra tokens, worth dropping them on the board as a reminder. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please let me know in the comments. Please let me know if you saw rules goofs as well, because I'm also still learning. And yeah, thank you. Bye.